Today I wanted to bring up a topic that is very dear to my heart, and it's just been pissing me off. Honestly, I'm kind of disappointed with how the teachers are here in the United States. And there's some good high school. I went to high school in the US, so I know about the high school here. There's some good high school teachers, and there's some pushover high school teachers that are just absolute garbage.
And I thought, someone else is being annoying. Guess what, mister? You've been annoying all day long.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's... You just be quiet. You just be quiet.
I mean, obviously he starts out the first 15 minutes is the same shit every teacher does. Introduce yourself, tell us why you like, what you like to do. All that gets over and he gets to his lesson portion. This is his lesson. Alright, class. Who in here can tell me about triglycerides? Nobody says a word. He says, and he asks it again as if we're gonna know. Alright, does anyone know? You over here, do you know? No, you don't know? He starts asking all the students. Okay? Nobody knows the answer because that's the whole reason we're in that class, is to learn about triglycerides. Obviously, that's not what the topic was, but I'm just using an example right now. Who can tell me what the 12 valves in the heart are? How are we supposed to know that? That's literally the whole point of why I'm taking this class, brother. What are you doing, dude? What kind of question is that? Then he gets mad at the whole class for not answering his stupid questions. They're terrible. Saying, oh, this isn't a class that doesn't participate very much. No. You're just asking questions that are stupid. Teach us the material and then ask us on it. You can't just expect us to know the material already. If not, I wouldn't be taking your dumbass class. It gets worse than just dumb questions that we're supposed to know the answers to when we have never studied it. Here's even worse ones. When the teacher asks something like this. Alright, class. Who can tell me something that's outside? Okay. Broadest question I've ever heard, but you know what? I'm gonna entertain him. I raise my hand. A tree. Close, really close, really close. Try again. And he goes through all of the 30 students answering, and then finally he's like, alright, everybody was really close, but I was thinking of anemic cells. Those ones that are found in the tree leaves. That's what I was thinking, but close. You guys were really close. Wait, we're supposed to be mind readers now? Supposed to read your mind and know that that's the answer you wanted from us? What kind of interaction is that, dude? Like, I'd much rather just sit down and just read a book. Like, what is that, man? That's not even teaching. I mean, that's embarrassing. Who's getting these people, like, teaching licenses to do stuff like that? Is that what you guys teach? How we should do teaching? It's, like, depressing. The fact that some people are paying $10,000 a semester to get questions like that. I mean, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I get it, some of them are doing their studies and stuff like that, but like, dude, put a little bit of effort, man. Okay, besides stupid questions, there's also teachers that are incredibly apathetic. How hard is it to put like a little bit of energy, man, in what you do? Hey class, today I'm talking to you about genetics. Okay, I'm gonna talk about RNA. Who gives a f, brother? I know I'm taking this class, but like, if I'm just seeing you there, be boring as fuck, I'm just gonna read a book. I'm gonna look at online videos because on YouTube I can get a much better quality lesson knowledge. I can gain much more knowledge for cheaper price and less time. Do you not care about what you're teaching? I mean, if you don't care, can you at least fake it? Pretend that it's somewhat interesting? Because if it's not interesting to you, what am I supposed to think? Oh, this is the best thing I've ever done? I mean, at that point, why do we even have teachers? Seriously. Going along with apathy or laziness, I'd say they just don't grade shit, which I guess just f*** you. Basically, fuck you guys are assholes for not grading. Just grade the homework, man. It's really not that much effort. Okay? You don't have to nitpick every little thing. Just read it real quick, and if it looks right, just pass it, man. Going along with not grading things, the f***ers will put up a PowerPoint presentation. They're like, oh, by the way, we have this on Canvas. You can look it up. And they'll put up the PowerPoint, and they'll just read it. They'll just go slide by slide and, read every point. You're just gonna read me the PowerPoint presentation? I can do that myself. That's what I'm paying $6,000 a semester for, is for you to read me a PowerPoint presentation and maybe answer a question or two every once in a while that I could probably have just Googled and would have taken me less time. Why do you need a bachelor's degree or any degree to teach elementary school? Why do you need a degree to teach middle school? I promise you that a 10th grader could teach a middle school class. Are you f***ing kidding me? Just no respect for schedules. Lack of professionalism, I would say, is a big one. Like, I'll come to your class early. You know what? Because I respect you, and I'll wait for you to prepare your things. Like, that's 100%. And I get it. I get it that there's other teachers maybe using your classroom, and maybe it'll take you 5-10 minutes to get set up before class. Absolutely, I respect that 100%. Do your thing, man, to prepare your class. The same way I've respected your time, you should respect my time. If your class ends at 3 p.m., that is the end of your class. Doesn't matter whether you were in the middle of something, saying something, do not let it go over. I have another class after that one. I have a 3:30 class that I now have to drive to. And if you let me off at 3:20, I'm going to get to my 3:30 class at 4 o'clock. I cannot believe teachers will yell at you for leaving the class. You're disrupting. Dude, if it's 3 p.m. when your class ends, that's when I'm going to leave your class. I don't care if you're in the middle of telling me how to cure cancer. Well, actually, I'd probably stay in class at that point. But no teacher's ever going to teach you that because they're too busy reading off their PowerPoint presentations that they made 15 years ago. Another cringe thing that teachers do. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with technology. That's so cringe. No, you might have not grown up in an age where technology was important. Fine. But now it's everywhere. Adapt, change, become better. The you want me to do? Do you want me to adapt and change and become better? I thought that's what you'd want me to do out of your class. So how am I supposed to do that if my own teacher can't even figure out that his cell phone needs to connect to cellular data for him to be able to present something in the class? Or that needs to be connected to the Wi-Fi to be able to display it on the screen. And that's basically it. Last thing, small little thing, is accents, lisps, and other things like that. So I get it if you're a language teacher. I get it if you're a French teacher. And you're like, I'm going to teach you today about the French and the croissants and the crepes, mademoiselle, ménage à trois. You know, if you're going around, that's perfectly fine, you know? Or if you're a German teacher and you're like, yeah, hello, welcome to this class. Today I'm going to teach you about the German culture and sauerkraut and all that stuff. That's fine. But when you're an English professor and you have a accent, what does that say about you, brother? That means you probably should take an English class. I'm not from America, and I speak better English than you, brother. Literally, I've been studying English since like 2013. So what, 7 years and I speak better, 8 years and I speak better English than you? You're teaching it in a college class? That's embarrassing, brother. That's really embarrassing. Another thing is lisps. Who the fuck lets a teacher have a lisp, man? English is not my native language, so it's so hard for me to understand a teacher that has a lisp or an accent. I'm up there sitting dumbfounded, looking like a dumbass, trying to understand what the teacher's talking about. And this right here is barely understandable because she has a thick-ass lisp that she never got fixed. So at least admit that you have a lisp and say, hey, I know it's going to be harder for me to understand. I might slow down, or I might write things down, or I might ask people for if they need clarification, instead of just rattling things off and acting like you don't even have a lisp. I mean, hiring a teacher that has a lisp is like hiring a crippled NBA player. Does that make any sense to you? Or hiring a podcast, a guy who works at podcast that's mute. They don't hire chefs that don't have any hands for a reason, because you can't cook very well without your hands. So if you're teaching English, you should speak the English language. Does that make sense? I'm sorry I rage so hard, but it's just like a lot of people are spending a lot of money on college. And I think a lot of students get a lot of shit. Some of the stuff I've seen is unacceptable. Now, I'm at a community college, so maybe it's different at universities and Ivy Leagues. I'm sure Ivy Leagues are much better, but just kind of a call to action for teachers to just kind of like step it up a little bit, you know? Go through your lesson plan. If it's a question that needs a broad if it's a broad question looking for a specific answer, don't ask it. If it's a question that the students don't know the answer to, don't ask it. Can you imagine if I'm like, okay, I'm going to teach a computer course to a village where they've never even touched a computer, they've never even seen what a computer looks like before, and I say, all right, Tanzania class, JJ, can you tell me what a CPU is? Of course JJ is not going to know what a CPU is. So why do you expect the same thing out of us? Anyways, I know it's not my typical videos, but thanks for watching. Subscribe and like. Also leave a comment. Say like, hey, you dumb don't talk to teachers like that. Or hey, I do see this in my high school teachers. They should be better. So leave your opinions. I actually do care about them. So please actually comment down below and tell me what you think. Thanks for watching.